Slave DiBiase.
All right, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is another live episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast here on We the People TV. I am your illustrious host, Slave DiBiase, aka Tony Spark, aka Slave Daniel Riches, aka Hooker Fetch My Slippers, aka Hooker Don't Make Me Get Out This Car. And today I'm feeling a little good because we got something brand new right here. Stoner Blend. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. Bam. Stoner Blend. Flying Horse. THCP. This is Summer Runts and Candy Rain. 5 grams. It's a whole like little vape situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep bringing y'all the new, man. Look at that. That's too crazy right there. As we open her up, as you can see, we open her up. This is what we're looking like. It's a 5 gram joint. So this is the flavor on this is Summer Runts and Candy Rain. Let's see what it says. All right, it says embrace the sunshine with the Flying Horse Summer Runts Candy Rain 3-in-1 Stoner Blend disposable, 5 grams. This vibrant fruit infused vape pairs with the candy sugar tones of Runts with the smooth sugary haze of Candy Rain for a perfectly balanced session that delights the senses. We about to get into this shit. This is what it's looking like right here. This is what it's looking like right here. So you flip to one side, it's gonna give you the indica. You flip to what's this? The middle, it's gonna give you both of them together, and then you flip to the other side, it's gonna give you the sativa. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna try this motherfucker with the hybrid all the way together. Let's take off the little safety top. Let's see what we got here. Magic, bitch. That's what we got. Oh, yeah. They hit you right in the chest. Shout out to Flying Horse. Yeah. All right, let me get it together. Low deluxe voice. Let me get it together. All right. Y'all see the caption, right? Ray J got arrested on Tucky Day for allegedly pulling the strap on his family. And Stranger Things 5, Volume 1. The first 4 episodes went down. We're going to have to talk about it because the next ones aren't going to drop until Christmas. It's bringing a lot of theories around the way. Some good, some kind of dark. And also, too, rounding out the end of the sesh, because it is 420. I hope y'all rolled up. The end of the sesh, we're going to have the recap of Power Book 4 Force Season 3, Episode 4. So let's get in tune with it real quick, man. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Everybody tell me what you're smoking on today. Let's kind of get into it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That motherfucking that vape punched me dead in my chest, bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit took me out. All right, today's content that we'll be reacting to is by way of Hookahs Anonymous. Don't forget to give them a share, a like, comment, and a subscribe, and all of that. And let's get into it.
I swear to God, I'm in my own house.
Well, he's showing it.
And if these got foot close to this door, boy, I'm gonna blow this away, bro.
Whoa! Straight out the gate, he's making threats online. He showed the strap. See, even this, Ray J was arrested for pulling out a gun on Princess Love after showing one on live stream before arrest. I'm gonna tell all my people out there, y'all trigger happy niggas that's always carrying around guns, talking about you'll shoot a nigga or whatever. Do you know it's some law-abiding citizen that can't wait for you to act like you're gonna pull a gun on them so they could call the police and get your ass arrested? I'm one of those law-abiding citizens. You act like you're gonna pull a gun on me, nigga, and I don't got one. Yeah, Ellen.
Want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Cause y'all drunk and y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then. Go ahead. Who's gonna drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
Driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody. I didn't swing.
All right, hold on. Buddy just sent a comment talking about somebody sent a comment talking about they nutted twice to the stream today. Hey yo, man, I salute all my supporters or whatever the case may be, but don't have no weird stuff like this going on, man. You ain't have to say that. Come on now. We're gonna go ahead and get you on up out of here with that. Yeah, we don't like that. We don't like that. You did what to the stream twice today? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I mean, you can be a fan. I appreciate fans, supporters, whatever you want to call. I don't call y'all fans. I call y'all supporters. Y'all just supporting the channel just like I am. You know what I'm saying? But don't come up here with no weird stuff like that. My channel don't even have nothing sexual on it for you to say some weird stuff like that. Come on now. Let's get back to what we was on. That was all right. If you don't check it, people will do more weird stuff. That's, you know.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now, without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, all right, y'all, Mr. I Hit It First himself has found himself in some trouble, and he may have been the first person that.
How many people, before we even get into this, how many people here feel like he should have been left this girl alone and she should have been left him alone? They should have never laid down and had kids. That show that they met on, Love and Hip Hop, is a dumpster fire. None of this was ever meant to work. How many people feel that way?
I know that goes to jail on Thanksgiving for pointing a firearm at his loved ones, and this is crazy. Now, I get it, we all go through things, especially when alcohol is involved. But when you go as far as a firearm being involved with your kids and your significant...
You that mad that you got time to pull a firearm on your loved ones on Turkey Day? Like, it's supposed to be weed, a little bit of liquor, weed, and good food and family around. There's, like... How does it get that extreme? I've heard of Thanksgiving clapbacks, but how does it get that extreme to where you get that mad that you pulled a pistol on somebody or act like you about to? Shit crazy.
And you just took it a little too far. And it's crazy because I don't know what type of relationship that Ray J and Princess Love has, but it's very toxic. And I always make it my business to let y'all know here, as well as covering stories that turn fatal, that when you see somebody is very toxic, when police is involved, when y'all start hitting each other, then comes the weapons. At the end of the day, y'all need to stop.
Ain't no then comes the weapons. The moment that y'all start hitting on each other, the moment you introduce violence into your relationship, it is never the same. We've seen, it's been documented on that weird ass show that they were on, Love and Hip Hop, when she was throwing drinks on him, throwing salad at her, and then he pushed her in the pool and all of that. Like, they've been on some weird stuff with each other. I don't think this is a co-parenting situation. Can you co-parent with the character of Ray J? Can you co-parent with the character of Princess Love? Hey, that's what this is about, man. Maybe they need to stop being characters and actually try being a family since they have, kids together. Whatever.
Because if not, what happens is everything becomes fatal, and next thing you know, somebody lost their life. In a situation that could have been prevented if we would have just paid attention to the red flags. But when it comes to Princess Love and Ray J, I don't even think there's a such thing as red flag, because we've been knowing these two for going through it for years. They even had a show where they was on, and they've just been going through it. And so it's been toxic, and they have a kid involved, and it's just a sad situation to see both of these two keep going through it. And I think at the end of the day, until something becomes fatal, maybe they wouldn't learn their lesson. However, we will find out.
We don't even wish for nothing to become fatal. I'm hoping this situation, if it don't tell nobody else, Ray J, you had some time to sit in that little cell or whatever for however many hours you may or have been in there. At this point, now you got to be saying to yourself, I done fucked up. This done went too far. I need to stop it now. Because there's nothing wrong with just co-parenting. We don't have to do the family get-togethers. I don't have to be there for nobody's birthdays and all of that just to save face. We can just co-parent if we can't do something as simple as be in the same room together and have a couple of drinks like adults and not act a fucking fool once somebody gets a little too drunk and getting their feelings because things aren't going their way. And that could be for the both of them.
Via TMZ, that Ray J had been arrested allegedly for pointing a gun at Princess Love. Now we're going to get into the video of everything that transpired, and I must say, in the video, you can see Ray J on live stream with a weapon before she says that he pointed at her. So it's going to be kind of hard, but at the end of the day, y'all know how Hollywood and that industry is. The laws that pertain to us don't significantly pertain to them because we would get time for certain things, whereas these...
I don't believe Ray J sober. Look at a lot of these pictures. Just look at his eyes, y'all. A lot of these pictures throughout this entire thing that we're looking at, every time you see a picture of Ray J's eyes, just look at his eyes. And this is coming from somebody who stay fried. I don't believe Ray J sober, and not in the he's not sober and he might smoke a little weed type of way. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? It ain't that. It ain't the I've been smoking a little weed, not sober. It might be something else, maybe something a little crazier.
Guys get us
like actual drugs.
Slap on the wrist. Next thing you know, they out the next day. Now, before we get into the video, let's get into the TMZ article, which would state, quote, Ray J arrested after allegedly pulling a gun on Princess Love. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Ray J has been arrested and is currently in custody at a Los Angeles area jail. He was booked on a charge of making a criminal threat, and his bail has been set at $50,000. Ray J allegedly pulled a gun on Princess Love and threatened to kill a man during a completely unhinged live stream.
God damn it, Ray J. And here's the thing. If you sit up there and watch the footage, which I'm sure we're going to get into in a few minutes here, if you sit up there and watch the footage, if I was the police, I would have locked your ass up too. Show the gun. You had, you know what I'm saying? You did tell somebody you was going to shoot him. You said if somebody knocks on the door, you was going to blow this bitch. Like, we arresting you purely to stop whatever situation may go down. You ain't did nothing yet, but you could. We're going to go ahead and get you up out of here just in case you get a little crazy.
The whole incident was caught on video. It says the chaos erupted early Thursday morning when Ray went live from inside his home, immediately ranting that he was having the worst Thanksgiving in the effing world, claiming someone was trying to take his kids.
Ain't no way you having the worst Thanksgiving in the world. You got your kids there, your family there, there's food, there's weed, there's drink. How could you be having a bad time? And again, I understand your regular run-of-the-mill Thanksgiving clapbacks, you around family members that you really don't bubble with like that. I can understand that or whatever, but it ain't never got so bad where somebody done pulled the pistol. That's when you need to stop drinking. You need to stop doing drugs. If you can't just operate as a regular person during family time. Between the end of September all the way to the end of December in America, that is family time. That's cozy season. That's Halloween. You're doing that with your kids. That's Thanksgiving. You're doing that with your family. That Christmas and New Year's. All of that stuff is with your family.
And that he was also being threatened. Things spiral instantly with Ray J appearing to snatch a handgun off the table and load the pistol, saying, quote, if these N-words step foot close to this door, I'm going to blow this effing ish away, bro. Now, first and foremost, y'all, he did it on live stream. I don't know if this is a skit. I don't know what type of weird stuff is going on, but to do this on live stream, you're basically asking to go to jail. This is all the evidence that you need. So you made a criminal threat while you're on live scene with a firearm in your hand, loading it up. And then when she...
By the way, you definitely taste the sweetness from both strains, the Candy Rain and the Summer Runts. Never heard of Summer Runts. I'm going to assume that maybe whoever cultivated it, they cultivated it in the summer and decided to call it summer runts, since there's so many different strains of runts out there now. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to be a little different. We made ours during the summer. It's summer runts. Or it could be because of all the, it's like a sweet tropical and then weed taste with it. It could be, they could be naming it from that, you know, summer, tropical, summer runts, you know. Runts is already sweet as it is.
He says on live stream that you pointed a gun at her. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We seen
Look at his eye.
So we're gonna get into the video. Before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro. The damn, they in my house. They making threats to me. You got here for anyway, bro.
See that?
He done pulled the strap, y'all. He's doing it on live.
And you know what's crazy? I understand it, right? As a parent, it's Thanksgiving. You want your kids to...
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Remember, never forget. Remember, never forget. You still black in fucking America. And that's with 3 Ks at the end. Before the A, the last A. You know what I'm talking about? You are in America. You're black. You can't do whatever you want. And you damn sure can't do whatever you want on live. I'm sure within the realm of not being able to do whatever you want, somewhere in there falls pulling a gun on your loved ones, or at least threatening like you're going to do it. And honestly, if I'm Princess Love, you threaten me something like that, my kids around, hell yeah, I'm finna tell the folks on your ass because you crazy.
Be with you, but there's ways to go about that. And the ways to go about it is definitely not having a firearm involved. Because 2 things, right? You got to remember, he said they was drinking. So if y'all was all drinking and carrying on, then how the hell you got a firearm? And she said that you waved it at her.
And there's kids there too. Don't forget, the kids are also there. So y'all drinking, you have a firearm, you don't waved it at somebody, aka brandished it, and there's kids there. I'm seeing child neglect coming in there somewhere.
And it's clear as day that you had a firearm because you're showing it on live stream.
Definitely showed it on live.
So a firearm, kids, and alcohol. Crazy.
I swear to God, I'm in my own.
Oh my God.
That foot close to this door, bro. I'm gonna blow this away, bro.
AJ, shut up.
You can tell you drunk too.
I don't give a fuck, bro. Leave me and my kids alone. That's on the dead homies, bro.
Oh my God. Look. They even got it circled right here. The tenderism in some of you niggas. Willing to crash out online for some people you won't never meet or don't give a fuck about you. And now when you sitting in that cell for however many hours they got you sitting in there, now you thinking to yourself, I'm locked up. I'm sitting in this motherfucker cold as hell. Because you get locked up, you get like locked up in whatever the fuck you had on when you went to jail. So if you're a freaky deaky nigga that like to walk around in pajama pants with no fucking drawers on, they taking your ass to jail in pajama pants with no fucking drawers on. You're gonna be sitting in that fucking cell, cold as shit, on Thanksgiving. It's never fun getting locked up on a holiday. It's never fun getting locked up, period. But what I'm saying is, all jokes aside, when after you done wilded out and made your little print and all that, and you done turned up, and I said what I said, and you let them fuck niggas know that ain't nobody finna play with you and all that, when you're sitting in that fucking cell, the only thing you thinking while your kids is at home or crying or whatever, because you done fucked up the holiday for them too, royally, you thinking to yourself, man, if I just wouldn't have said nothing, I just walked out the room, I would still be at home with my fucking kids right now. Now I might have a whole gun charge that I got to fight that actually has some real jail time behind it. Niggas always do all this reflecting after the hammer goes down.
Did y'all people he just did he do that on purpose? Right? Did he get up and put his arm up on purpose so we could see the gun?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he asking to go to jail. Okay.
What's up?
Hey, yo, and Hookah Anonymous. That's why I don't feel sorry for that little nigga. I don't feel sorry for him because, yo, bro, if Ray J ain't on age with me, he probably a little bit older, and you still pulling weird moves like this. Like, this shit, life is in generations. Black culture is in generation. These kids' generation that feel like they got to do everything online and let everybody see them doing everything online. Everything don't belong online. Ray J is an old head. He even knows everything don't belong online. You wanted to turn up. You wanted to be seen. He wanted to go viral. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, he wanted to go viral off of this.
What you trying to do? Take my kids? Okay, take your kids. Watch how they cry. World, bro.
Oh, and you know, all right, so clearly she's agitating the situation too. You know how I go. Like I said, they all had a little lick in them. It's early, it's Thanksgiving. I get it. Y'all in the comfort of your home. But don't start y'all bullcrap and then get the kids involved. It's Thanksgiving. But you see, she know what she's doing too, right? She's being petty. She see he's in there, and she's gonna come in there and say she want to get the kids. If anything, leave the kids there. Y'all both intoxicated, so you can't say, oh, he's drunk, he's been drinking, so I don't want the kids there. If they go with you, you're drunk too. And according to Ray J, everybody in the house was drinking. Who's driving? Right? Let's go to the other part.
Well, that's the question he was asking. You gonna take my kids? Who finna get in the car and drive? Because you and your drunk ass cousin been drinking just like me. So who's driving? This is literally one of those. The police can roll up and you be like, but they was about to take my kids and go driving or whatever. Yeah, but they didn't pull a gun. And they also didn't really go anywhere. They just told you they were going somewhere. Nobody's gotten in the car to drive anywhere. The kids are still here. Meantime, between time, you actually did pull a firearm. I'm going literally off of what I see on the stream right here. If you're asking me, he did pull a gun on her and whoever else is there. He did. He can't say, I didn't do it. I might have said I was going to do it, but you did it, bro. You did it. You could have did he showed the clip, he showed the hammer, and he showed it when he was getting up to go open the door for Princess Love to come in the room. You pulled a gun on her, bro. I'm sorry. Bad form. And your kids was there. Bad form, Ray J.
Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
Great. Just
drive drunk.
Just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk.
Just pointed a gun.
Drive drunk, princess.
And then, bro, we the men, bro. You don't get online and do this. You don't get online and do this. You're embarrassing the mother of your child and your kids, bro. You don't get on. Come on, man.
Yes, go ahead.
We the men, we don't do that weird shit. Women do that weird shit. Come on, man. That's why I say the internet, having to show everybody your whole life, good, bad, or indifferent, whether silly as fuck or worthy of praise, jumping on the internet to show everybody, that is bleeding into every generation now, and I hate it.
You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin?
Y'all
drunk, y'all alcoholics? Take my kids then. Go ahead.
The cousin got nothing to do with it. The cousin in the back sleep. The cousin like, damn, what I do? I'm drunk and sleep.
Who's gonna drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
Driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody. I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
If anything, she was probably trying to go get an Uber or something like that to get the fuck up out of there. She might have thought about driving for a second because she drunk, but after he said that, she was like, "No, I'm not driving. I'm just about to get an Uber and get the hell on because you crazy and you're not finna fuck up this holiday for me and my kids." But we'll never know because Ray J, we're only focused on the fact that you did in fact pull a pistol on your family. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. This is what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter up?
All I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Ray?
Because you selfish. You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser.
You're drunk.
Delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
yes,
what drunk people say. Like you're taking.
Whether you are or are not a woman abuser, this entire situation is not helping your case a whole lot. Just in case you didn't know.
My daughter?
All right, seriously,
cool. You're not taking my son.
Ray,
Like, I know you're gonna take my son. Hey, don't touch, don't touch, hold on, bro. I swear to God, I'll shoot the fuck out of you. Shoot me right now.
Oh my God.
Right, see, yeah, he's not going to escape those allegations.
Yo, Ray, oh man. Ray got a problem. Can we recall when he got into a fight with Fabulous? Can we recall when he called up to the Breakfast? He the reason why the Breakfast Club is fire the way they are. His interview is really what set it off when he called up to the radio station cussing Fabulous out. Yo, yeah, no, bro. We don't get in our emotions and lash out, and then after we calm down, now we sitting in a jail cell eating that nasty bologna sandwich. We don't do that. We live in a place of logic. This was not logical. The fact that you were drunk should have been more of a reason for you to tell her to get the fuck on. Fine, bye, go ahead. Because yeah, no, you didn't play that right, Ray J. You played right into the hand,
You got the gun on live stream, right? You're
right.
Loading the gun up. You already made threats to them while on live stream, talking about if they step a foot closer, you're gonna blow this ish up. And then we have her on camera saying you pointed a firearm at me. And we can clearly see that you are intoxicated. Oh yeah, this ain't good. And you know,
this ain't good, Raymond. This ain't good. And then you got to go back to court behind this shit. You might fucking lose like custody of your daughter behind this shit. Or your kids, excuse me. You might lose custody of your kids behind this shit. There was a gun involved. There was a gun and alcohol involved. That sounds like child neglect. This might get a whole lot darker than he even realizes, or her.
what's crazy? The sad part is he made bail, or his bail was set at $50,000. And this is how law enforcement fails us. Because if this man is arrested, like they say, for pulling a gun out, why would you release him so early? I don't care whether it shouldn't be no bond. You threaten to take somebody's life. Who knows what you would do when you actually get out? Because
you threatened to take somebody's life while you were drunk and you actually had a weapon in your hand while you were doing said threat. Lock him up. Don't let him out. Court motherfucking day. Life.
You went to jail for it. Now your anger probably is through the roof even more. Who knows what you might do? Let's watch this one more time.
Take my kids because y'all drunk. Y'all want to drive drunk? Y'all want to drive drunk? Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess.
This is not what we do. You put your family online. You got your daughter right there. It's Thanksgiving. She drunk. You drunk. We just saw a gun. Ray. You got the Raymond. You need to leave that shit alone. That shit you putting up your nose or them pills you popping, you need to leave that shit alone. Because you got to be watching this content back, this footage back, and saying, I look stupid. That might be one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. Yeah.
Drive drunk. Drive drunk. Drive drunk, princess. Go ahead. You want to take my kids? You and your drunk cousin? Because y'all drunk as and y'all.
You want to take my kids? Huh? You want to kill me? Huh? Over there sound like Sweet Pea. I wanted a family here with y'all. I ain't got no family. Stop drinking, stop playing with your nose, and stop popping pills. Because this shit don't look good at all.
Alcoholics, take my kids then. Go ahead. Who's gonna drive? Tony, he's been drinking too.
Driving.
Who's been driving? Everybody. I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
I didn't point nothing at y'all.
You pointed a gun at us.
Yeah, whatever.
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
You pointed a gun at us.
Why did you just wake my daughter up? Why did you just wake my daughter
All
up?
I wanted to do was have a good Thanksgiving.
Why did you wake my daughter up?
Right?
Because you pointed a gun at her, bro. That's why she woke the kids up. Because she finna get the hell out of there. What's she gonna do? Leave them with you?
Because you selfish. You're drunk.
You're a woman abuser.
You're drunk.
Delusional.
I'm a woman. That's
Yes,
what drunk
you
people
are.
say. Like you're taking my daughter?
Grow the up.
All right,
Seriously.
cool.
You need to
You're not taking my son.
Ray.
Like I know you're not taking my son. Hey, don't touch. Hold on, bro. I swear to God, I'll shoot the fuck out of you. Shoot me right now.
Yeah, see, I ain't gonna lie.
All right, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Should he have went to jail just for threatening? Was showing everything that he showed online with the firearm? Was it a little too much? You know, him wanting his family to be together and for Princess Love not to leave with his kids, was it a valid crash out? Y'all tell me, man. I don't think nothing like that is a valid enough of a crash out for me to be going to motherfucking jail. And if I'm in jail, I can't make money for my family. Always remember that. If you locked up, you can't make no motherfucking money. So jail ain't the place. Am I right? Yeah, jail ain't the motherfucking place. But you know, that's for those celebrity drug addicts and for them to worry about. We're gonna move on to a little bit of fiction. Although shit, with the way that the world is, everything is a little fictional now, mixed with a little real. All right, Stranger Things 5, Volume 1. It dropped on Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving. They released the first 4 episodes. They were fire. They were fire. We need to break it down. Like I said, y'all know how I'm rocking y'all. This is spoiler country over here, Jack. I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say. We're going to go ahead and get these little theories out and all of that. And then we'll move on to Power Book 4 Force. I know it might we'll probably run over a little bit of an hour or whatever. I normally don't go too far than that, but we got to get this shit out, man. My folks that's been keeping up with me, I can only do y'all justice. So this content for Stranger Things will be by way of Think Story. He's breaking everything all the way down and we rocking with him. Let's get into it.
Like an 80s power ballad, I'm ready to guide you through the storm that's the others. Like and subscribe. I'll see you on the other side.
And please give Think Story a like and subscribe. That's the least that we can do. Salute to them good folks over there. Let's get to it.
I want to kick off this video with what I think is the storyline that offers the most clues as to what's going on in Hawkins. That's Max and her journey into Vecna's memories. At the end of season 4, Max bravely used herself as bait to lure Vecna.
Look at her motherfucking leg. Talking about smartly used herself as bait. There's nothing smart about your leg bending that motherfucking way. There's nothing smart about that. Vecna killed her, y'all. And yes, we on my channel. This is grown folks. I don't use the word unalived. She got killed.
Vecna snapped her limbs and made her blind, resulting in her death. This death fulfilled Vecna's requirements in creating 4 gates that would rip a hole in the very fabric of reality, destroying the barrier between the right side up and the upside down. Each gate was created by murdering someone in a particularly gruesome manner. These included Chrissy Cunningham, Fred Benson, Patrick McKinney, and finally Max herself. Although Max died for over a minute, she was successfully resuscitated and now remains unresuscitated.
She was resuscitated by 11. I always want everybody to remember that. She was resuscitated by 11 and her telekinesis, telepathic powers, you know what I'm saying, everything that she got going on. Walking Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch mixed with Captain America shit she got going on.
Responsive in a coma at Hawkins Hospital. 11 went searching for her in the psychic void, hoping she might find her there, but the search turned up nothing. That's because Max has turned up somewhere strange. Vecna, or should I say, Henry Creel's memories. Holly Wheeler will ask her how she can be in 2 places at once, the hospital and Hawkins and this memory world. But Max never ends up answering this question. We know that Max's physical body is back in Hawkins, meaning what we're seeing in the memory world is not physically her, rather a manifestation of her consciousness.
So with that being said, do we think that her consciousness could make it back to her physical body? Now, we know she'll be blind, but that's never stopped anybody from anything. She'll be blind, and those limbs that are broken, they'll grow back, and she can walk and all that good stuff again. But she's definitely blind. Unless 11 gives her sight back. Let me find the fuck out.
Would imply that Holly too is not actually here. Her physical body is likely tied to a spire in Dimension X, which we saw in Will's vision. But Max hasn't been taken like Holly. How is she here? In season 4, Dr.
Again, early predictions. Y'all tell me who y'all think is not making it out of season 5 of Stranger Things? Who's finally gonna bite the dust in Stranger Things? That's one of my questions all the time. Every show that I watch, y'all tell me who y'all think is not making it out of there.
Brenner stated that when Vecna kills, he consumes them. They're not gone, they are with him. Part of Max is with Vecna, even though she came back to life. As Max later states, Vecna's curse never leaves you. Later in the video, we'll talk about how other characters like Will have a special connection with him. The very fact Vecna's memories can be accessed means we could get scenes with past dead characters like Barb, Billy, or even Eddie. There's actually a theory out there that Eddie will return as Cass the Bloody-Handed. In D&D, he was Vecna's loyal lieutenant who became a vampire after being bitten by bats. And
hold on. We did see Eddie get damn near ripped to shreds by those little Demogorgon bats. So if he comes back and he's some sort of half vampire thing from over there, we're probably not going to see that until the next set of episodes. But that would be fire. Do we want a return of Eddie coming back from the dead? Eddie Munson, do we want him back?
Eddie just so happened to be bitten by bats in season 4. One of the more interesting memories we get a glimpse of is Hawkins High School in 1959. Here we see a young Joyce handing out flyers for her troup's production of Oklahoma. In the prequel stage play Stranger Things: The First Shadow, the school administration wants Joyce and the drama department to perform this safe and traditional musical, but Joyce ends up choosing the more controversial Southern Gothic play Dark of the Moon, about a witch boy who falls in love with a human girl. That witch boy is played by none other than Henry Creel, who we can see on the advertisement for Oklahoma.
Oh, shit. Will's mom went to school with Vecna?
If you haven't seen Stranger Things: The First Shadow, it completely recontextualizes Henry Creel's origin story. He was not born a psychopath, but was the victim of a much larger cosmic horror. This ties into Max and the Cave. Why was Henry terrified to enter? It all boils down to when he was a kid growing up in 1947 Nevada, which might explain this landscape in the background. At the time, he lived there and wandered off into a nearby cave. There he found a piece of stolen government tech that transported him to Dimension X for...
Oh. So he figures if he goes into any more caves, he can't see what's in there. He can't control the outcome. Therefore, the cave is something that he fears. Okay. All right. Now that kind of makes sense.
12 hours. Dimension X is like the world.
He was lost in Dimension X for 12 hours, and that dimension right there is what gave him his powers. Now, Dimension X is different from the Upside Down. I want everybody to understand that too. Those are two different places.
World beyond the Upside Down, where Vecna was banished. When he came back, he unknowingly brought back with him the Shadow, aka the Mind Flayer, which had entered his blood. His powers, therefore, are the result of this alien infection, not because he was this natural-born psychopath. If you haven't seen The First Shadow, I recommend you give it a watch. It makes Henry a more sympathetic character and outlines how he went from outcast drama nerd to Dr. Brenner's first lab experiment. I also think it's fun we'll see Steve Harrington's dad, plus a slew of familiar names performing, including a young Jim
Alan Munson. Okay. Ted Wheeler. Okay.
Hopper, Karen Childress, who will later marry and become Karen Wheeler, Patty Newby, Bob Newby's adopted sister, who Henry Creel falls in love with, Alan Munson, Eddie Munson's father, and Ted Wheeler, Nancy, Mike, and Holly's father. The date of this performance is also interesting, November 6th, arguably the most important date in the Stranger Things universe.
I wonder, did Henry go missing in November 6th too?
The day everything started, the day 11 made contact with the Demogorgon, creating the Mother Gate, and it's also the night Will Byers was abducted. November 6, 1983 is also the date the Upside Down is frozen in. When Nancy finds her diary there, the last entry is that same date. The Duffer Brothers have stated that answering why the world is frozen on that specific date is key to defeating Vecna in the final season. Max tells Holly that she has a plan to get them out of here, but it involves Holly going back to Henry's and pretending that everything is normal.
Man, hell no, I ain't going back to his house. That's what I'd have told him.
At the end of Volume 1, the other children are captured by Vecna, where he'll likely put them under the same spell that brought Holly to this world. There, Holly can work with the other children on finding a way to escape. But unlike Max, their bodies aren't in a hospital in Hawkins. They're likely in Dimension X, as seen in Will's vision. Think of it like the movie Inception. Instead of a dream within a dream within a dream, we have Vecna's memory within a dimension, Dimension X, which connects to the Upside Down, which connects.
Memory world connects to Dimension X, connects to the Upside Down, connects to the real world. So where Max is, she's deep off into these other dimensions.
Next to our world. It will take a huge amount of coordination to wake these kids up and usher them safely from Dimension X to our world. We'll see Holly mention Madeleine L'Engle's novel A Wrinkle in Time, which...
Another thing about going to go get them kids from Dimension X, are they not going to do the same thing that Will did, which is just bring back a whole belly full of slugs? You know, because he definitely pumped Will full of them, whatever that shit is, which is why he got such a connection to him.
The Duffer Brothers have explicitly cited as a major influence on the show. In it, a disembodied, pulsating brain called It lives on the planet Camazotz, where it controls the entire population through mind control, similar to what Vecna wants to do with his hive mind. Holly says Max is like the main character Meg's father, Mr. Murray. Like Max, he's not dead, but imprisoned on the dark planet of Camazotz, just like Max refers to her being a prisoner in Vecna's memories. In the novel, Mr. Murray is saved by Meg by using an item, in this case glasses, to free him. This suggests Max will need some sort of item to escape, and we get a...
She needs the music. She needs that her favorite song is all she needs to escape. I guarantee it. She just needs to listen to her favorite song and actually make it outside of the portal. Yo, when I tell you this show is so wonderfully shot.
Brief hint of what this item could be with Lucas in the cassette tape playing Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill.
Right.
Max tells us that music seems to bridge the gap between Vecna's memories and the real world. She almost makes it out before the cassette tape jams. Holly, too, has a connection with music and the pop star Tiffany. However, it's unclear if that will be how she escapes. Music acts as one of a few weapons that can break Vecna's psychic control. It allows the listener to unlock happy memories, giving them the strength to break free. This is what happens to Max in Season 4. It's also what Eddie Munson uses to draw away the Demobats from the Creel house, allowing Steve, Nancy, and Robin to attack Vecna's physical body. But back to A Wrinkle in Time, it just might hint at how Vecna can be destroyed. The villain It is incredibly strong, too strong to be defeated by logic or strength alone.
Right.
Its weakness, however, is love. The final battle with Vecna will likely see one, if not all our characters, using this love to sever the connection between...
Oh, no, not they're going to sever the connection and finally destroy the big bad of the Stranger Things universe with the power of friendship. Power of friendship beats all, I guess. All right.
Vecna and our world. We've already seen how Max used love to escape Vecna's grasp by running toward a happy memory, that of the snowball kiss. In this way, love acts as a literal portal between Vecna's world and our own. Love might also explain why the Upside Down is frozen on November 6, 1983. Will used his memory of something he loved, his home, to shape the Upside Down into something familiar. The final moments of Volume 1 are all memories of things he loved, playing with Mike and building Castle Byers, the fort he made with his brother. This is something he destroyed in Season 3 after realizing his best friends were obsessed with girls and growing up, leaving him feeling left behind.
That's why he destroyed the fort. Or it's because Will's gay and he don't got nobody to be gay with, because everybody got somebody to do their thing with and he don't have nobody to do his thing with. Not to mention, he got a little thing for Mike and he know Mike ain't gay. So where does that leave him? That's what he was mad about.
Castle Byers still exists intact in the Upside Down, as it's frozen in time. This might prove integral in the episodes to come. Over the past few seasons, Will has had to come to terms with his sexuality, and in particular, his romantic feelings for Mike, which he knows will never be reciprocated. It's through Robin that he learns the answers to who he is. Don't lie in Mike.
The character development that they're giving Will in this last season, he greatly deserves it because he was looking a little weak to me the entire 4 seasons. Not gonna lie to you, they made it make sense now, so I'm not mad at him. Salute to the writers.
He lie within himself. This relates to the title of the episode, Sorcerer. Even though Will's D&D character is a wizard, Mike tells him he's more of a sorcerer. His skills come from within and not from something else like a spellbook. We'll even see a reference to another famous wizard/sorcerer, Merlin, from Disney's The Sword and the Stone. Robin empathizes with Will because she had the same experience of being in love with someone who would never love her back. But
she sympathizes with Will because she's gay too. Can we stop all this, man? There's nothing wrong with just saying that. They both gay and she's a little bit older and has her own experiences that she can pass down to him so that it don't be so motherfucking tough as he's coming up. That's all that there is. The gay clique just clicked up and started helping each other out. That's all that shit is. The hell?
When she stopped being scared of who she was, it was like a weight lifted off her shoulders. She was finally free to be who she's always been, and this, in and of itself, is an act of love, an act of self-love. It's the strength that gives Will the ability to do what he never thought possible, to control the Demogorgons, just like Vecna. Will Byers has quite possibly the most amount of screen time in Volume 1. When we left him at the end of Season 4, he told Mike that he could feel Vecna touching the back of his neck and getting these goosebumps.
The fact that he has that kind of connection with him would have had me on some, yo, Will, I don't think you can be around me, bro. You might literally be working for the enemy and don't even know it. And then one of these seasons, he got possessed by Vecna and the Mind Flayer. Come on, man.
Season even begins with a flashback to Will's first meeting with Vecna, which occurred back in '83. This connection has essentially bound Will to Vecna and the hive mind in mysterious ways. For example, Will can see who Vecna controls, such as the Demogorgons and Mr. Whatsit. Mr. Whatsit, based off the Wrinkle in Time character Mrs. Whatsit, appears to the children as Henry Creel, Vecna's human form.
He is a monster. Knowing them kids is reading A Wrinkle in Time and they got Mrs. Whatsit there, he gonna appear as Mr. Whatsit playing with them kids, man. That's just messed up, man. He gonna go down in the worst way. He gonna go down in the worst way. The Avengers are about to assemble and get Vecna motherfucking ass, but there's gonna be some casualties along the way. It ain't all rainbows and motherfucking bubbles. It's gonna be some casualties along the way.
Mrs. Whatsit appears to the children as Henry Creel, Vecna's human form. This is how he gains their trust and lures them back to his dimension. And this is how Will knows who Vecna's next target will be. With Vecna returned, Will once again feels his pull. Ramen will later theorize that Will acts as a sort of Vecna antenna. He can pick up Mind Flayer particles like radio waves. In episode 4, Will receives a signal.
Y'all need to stop playing with Robin. Y'all need to stop playing with Robin like she's not one of the smartest people on the show. Everybody on the show is nerds, but they like really turning their nerd attitude up on some, you got to make this shit work so that we can defeat, you know what I'm saying, Vecna. The fact that all of the enemies that have been on this show are D&D characters. And she rolling with it. She told this man, you're an antenna for Vecna. We should be able to put you out there, get closer to him before he even get closer to us. It was a good plan.
Antenna. He can pick up Mind Flayer particles like radio waves. In episode 4, Will receives a signal so strong it shows Holly and 3 other children attached to these spires. He says he got the feeling he wasn't supposed to see this. Will's painting shows 12 of these spires with 4 of them already occupied, meaning Vecna will be after 8 more children.
Ew. And then you go and stick the gunk down their mouth and all of that, trying to infect them and take over the world.
The number 12 could point to a few things. Vecna has long been associated with a grandfather clock, which has 12 hours. Then there's a possibility of a connection to the Hawkins experimental children. 11 was the last known number, but what if there were 12? And finally, a biblical reference. Jesus had 12 disciples or followers, and when Vecna takes away the children, he tells Will that they've been chosen to reshape the world. Maybe he plans to make them his followers as he takes over the world. What I found really interesting is that Vecna lets Will live. He could have killed him here, but he just lets him go. There are a few possible explanations.
Will's a spy. Have we not thought to ourselves, this new power that he got where he can see through the eyes of who Vecna's controlling? You think Vecna can't see through your eyes where you're at, hear your plans, see you and your friends planning against him?
Explanations for this. One, Will might be physically connected to Vecna in a sort of Harry Potter Voldemort kind of way.
Facts.
Neither can live while the other survives. We do know when the Demogorgons feel pain, so too does Will. In what other ways is Will connected to Vecna? Second, Will may yet prove useful to him. Will's kind of like this two-way radio, and Vecna could use him to see what's happening up top. Third, Will is kind of like Henry Creel, an artistic, introverted child he might be able to mold into a potential protege. He does say that Will was chosen because he was weak, making him easy to mold. 4, Will's existence might be the only thing holding the Upside Down together. And if the Upside Down were to go, so too does Vecna's dimensional connection to it. We'll see Will's nosebleed just like 11's, a kind of universal symbol in the Stranger Things universe of psionic exertion. This would make Will the only other person to develop these powers without having been a test subject in the Rainbow Room. It also suggests that...
Well, hold on. The way that 11 got her powers is her mother got a blood transfusion from Vecna in his human form while she was pregnant with 11. When she had 11, or Jane, excuse me, she developed psionic powers.
The prolonged exposure to the Dimension X entities he experienced while in the Upside Down may have changed him, just like Henry Creel's exposure when he was transported to Dimension X as a child. But the distinction should be noted that Henry conquered and mastered Dimension X through the particles that make it up. The opposite happened to Will. The particles shaped him. He adapted, making him a sort of hybrid between these two worlds. And I'm sure a few of you out there might be thinking, does the bloody nose mean he's related to 11? The evidence is extremely thin, but there's a theory out there called the Lonnie theory. It postulates that Will's dad, Lonnie, a known cheater, had an affair with 11's mom, Terry Ives, but there's zero evidence that the two knew each other.
I mean, it ain't like they can't write it in there.
11's story in Volume 1 revolves around taking down Vecna and proving to Hopper she has what it takes. Hopper, however, remains the overprotective father. He knows what it's like to lose a daughter far too early, as we'll see multiple times this season, flashbacks to him losing.
Yo, the fact that Hopper has no problem just continuously sacrificing himself. He has no problem saying, oh, it's got to be me. I'll be the one to lay on the grenade and save everybody. He has no problem doing that. And I think the reason why is because he feels like he has nothing to live for. When you got Joyce right there and the rest of those kids that really look up to him, that's really something to live for. And 11, who sees him as her father.
His daughter, Sarah. In the volume's final episode, Hopper and 11 make their way to the government's military base in the Upside Down, a place run by a Dr. K who runs various experiments on creatures from the void. She needs 11 because she is, quote, running into a wall, which could mean that her experiments have yielded little results, or a reference to the actual meat wall we'll get into in a bit.
Salute to Linda Hamilton being in here as a Dr. K. She's actually pretty good as a bad guy.
She believes that if she doesn't get 11, more innocent people will die. In her mind, she's not the villain here. She sees 11 as a homicidal maniac who's killed many good military men.
The kid is a homicidal maniac. And the people that were trying to shoot her and capture her, they're all good. All right.
Volume 1 centers around trying to find Vecna, who they believe to be hiding in the Upside Down. The only problem is getting in there when the entire city of Hawkins is in a military lockdown. In the aftermath of Season 4, the military has patched up the crevices caused by Vecna and remains on guard at the main gate known as the Military Access Control Zone, or MAC-Z. They have to undergo dangerous missions known as crawls in the hopes of finding Vecna's whereabouts.
I want to say when we pick up in Season 5, they have been in the Upside Down. They have snuck in the Upside Down with the military being there a total of either 38 or 58 times. looking for Vecna, and they haven't found him yet.
And by the final episode of Volume 1, they believe Vecna has been captured by the military. Hopper even goes into the facility strapped with explosives, something he calls a failsafe. But the thing they think lies behind this large steel door isn't Vecna at all. It's Eleven's quote-unquote sister, Callie. We saw Callie in Season 2 as the leader of a group of outcasts who hunt down and kill those who hurt them at Hawkins' lab.
Right.
Callie tried to teach Eleven to harness her power through anger, but Eleven ultimately rejected this violent path. Callie has different abilities than Eleven. Hers lay more in mental manipulation. She can make people see, hear, or feel things that aren't there. This is a power, if she ends up joining Eleven, that will definitely come in handy. But what was Dr. K doing with Callie? I'm guessing this machine they have her hooked up on suppresses her abilities, and that Dr. K was performing more experiments. I wonder if they could.
11 plus her sister Callie plus Will Byers with his new powers and Max fighting in the mental realm. They're going to all need to be together, plus all the rest of the characters in play to defeat Vecna, because he's going to damn near win. It's going to take them all. It's going to take all of them.
Or have used her abilities for their own gain. Like, has anything happened in Volume 1 that's an illusion created by her at the behest of the military? Between Eleven, Will, and Callie, our characters are turning more and more into actual D&D archetypes. Eleven the mage, Will the sorcerer, Callie the illusionist, and there's even some foreshadowing of Holly becoming the cleric. At school, Mike gives her sister a custom-made D&D cleric figurine. One of her powers is that she can create a dimension door that can teleport you anywhere you visualize. This might hold the key in getting the kids back from Dimension X. Mike also foreshadows how I think the entire series will end. In episode 1, he makes a metaphor to how a D&D campaign ends. The party doesn't return to where they started, in this case Hawkins. They travel to a faraway, peaceful land, somewhere beautiful to start again together. I bet we'll see our heroes make their way out of Hawkins by the end of the story. Now let's talk a little bit about this giant meat wall. The wall is one of Season 5's biggest mysteries.
That wall is nasty as shit. Hopper was over there stabbing it, and there was little pus bumps everywhere. That wall is nasty. I love the way y'all shot that, Netflix.
Of organic monster flesh, the wall is seemingly impenetrable. There doesn't seem to be an entrance, at least none that we've seen. All we really know about it is that it's circular, and thanks to Dustin paying attention in algebra, has calculated that in the very center of this circle is the Hawkins lab, the place where all of this started. And is it just me, or did that dude's piss sizzle when peeing on it? It's a long shot, but I imagine the military would have already figured that out now if that were the case. Think of this circular wall like a construction site. It's protecting what's inside until Vecna's plan is ready. What I think Vecna is creating is essentially a tunnel that will connect Dimension X, the alien homeworld of the monsters, through the Upside Down, and eventually to Hawkins in the entire world. He's planning an invasion of the entire planet. There are two key scenes that foreshadow this. One happens all the way in Season 1 when Mr. Clark uses a paper plate to explain how a tunnel inside a wormhole can connect two different dimensions. The second is Season 5.
I remember that. Look, even this this tunnel he talking about behind him has got to do with like multiverse and time travel and wormholes leading into different dimensions. By the way, y'all, I am fried. Shout out to Flying Horse. This shit is fire.
In Erica's class, it's Mr. Clark again who has an Einstein-Rosen bridge diagram on the chalkboard. The Einstein-Rosen bridge is just a fancy term for the name of that wormhole tunnel. We already know Vecna wants to replace humanity, and to do so, he'll need to invade. A tunnel that connects his dimension to ours would help facilitate this. The Hawkins lab being at the direct center of this makes sense. It's where the portal known as the Mother Gate was built, establishing a link between our world and the Upside Down. It was in Season 1 when Eleven touched the Demogorgon in the psychic void that she inadvertently connected Vecna's dimension to the Upside Down. Finally,
I think 11 is a whole lot more powerful than we even realize. And we're going to see it in these last few episodes, hopefully.
Linking Vecna's world to our own. This is why I think what's behind that wall will lead to some sort of connection between Vecna's world and our own. This could possibly include a tesseract, a method of travel that involves space folding. It's often represented as this 4-dimensional cube, which coincidentally enough, we see Derek has constructed. Holly herself might create a tesseract in the form of a portal if she indeed becomes Holly the Heroic, with the power to teleport anywhere she imagines. With Volume 2 of 3 releasing on Christmas Day, there's lots of time to get your thoughts and theories in, so be sure to write what you think will happen in the comments below.
Thanks, Story. Thank y'all for that. Y'all tell me in the comments, man. Again, do we love so far Stranger Things 5 Volume 1? Do we love it so far? They'll be continuing on Christmas Day. Netflix, they smart because they figure everybody gonna be home anyway. So that's the perfect time to drop some shit. Very, very good visuals. I love the storyline so far. Like I said, Max, Callie, Will, Holly, everybody's gonna come together. It's gonna be Avengers Assemble to defeat Vecna. They're gonna need it, and I feel like he actually is going to succeed and open that tunnel from the other world into our world, and they're going to end up fighting and closing the tunnel. It's gonna be fire. Somebody ain't gonna make it. Y'all know that. Somebody ain't gonna make it. Yep. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me how you feeling about the show, man, and are you gonna pick up and watch it on Christmas Day? Now, moving on. Again, Power, Book 4, Force, Season 3, Episode, what was it, 3 or 4? We about to find out right now. Okay. All right. We're gonna go with Get It How I Live. That's the content that we'll be looking at. Get It How I Live. Power Book 4 Force, Season 3, Episode 4, recap, Easter eggs, and clues. It is getting nasty out in Chicago for Tommy, and he's not even noticing how the walls are closing in, and he's slowly but surely losing friends and gaining more enemies. Let's get into it.
Force Season 3, Episode 4 starts out right where Episode 3 left off, with Tommy walking in on Diamond telling D-Mac, welcome back in CBI. D-Mac tells Tommy that he's back in CBI because he put in work for it. So Diamond immediately told Tommy that D-Mac hit a crap game on 27th. The robbery.
He being nice right now. They got into it. He told him, he said, what the fuck you mean he hit a crack game? The fuck you mean he back in CBI? Fuck you mean? I'm Tommy, nigga. I'm his uncle. He my family. He ain't back in no CBI. He's just a kid. Diamond was like, man, D-Mac is a fucking killer, bro. Like, let's stop playing. And Tommy got to stop acting like he didn't start out clipping niggas at that exact same age, or maybe even earlier. We won't find that out till Power Origins.
That D-Mac hit previously in Episode 2, and not what the bags that were laying on the ground was actually from, trying to make sure that Tommy didn't find out about D-Mac hitting the 9/7s. Then when it was just Diamond and Tommy talking, Diamond took the heat off himself by putting Tommy's attention on King Kilo and letting him know about that situation.
See, when he let him know about the King Kilo situation, Tommy and Ghost's result is always, if we got a problem with somebody that just don't want to go away, we'll just kill them. That's normally what's gonna happen. Do we see King Kilo? Will we be smoking on that King Kilo pack like my boy, like that boy Mark Dark be saying? I think King Kilo might get hit in jail. Don't act like Tommy and Ghost ain't got niggas hit in jail before. Don't act like that ain't never happened.
And said that's why he let D-Mac back in CBI, to keep eyes on him until he figured things out, and was keeping it from Tommy because Tommy acts before he thinks, despite the cost. So Tommy left to try to figure out a solution. But before leaving, Diamond got a text from Rashawn from the SODs, letting him know that they wanted to meet the next day and that the SODs wanted out of the coalition.
If they want out of the coalition, again, you're talking to Tommy. If y'all want out of the coalition, you think I'm gonna let y'all be competition, or I'm just gonna take y'all out and continue business on y'all territory anyway? Or whoever this main guy is that doesn't want to be in the coalition no more for whatever reason, there's always some dude, especially in the power universe, there's always some guy that's under the main boss guy that thinks he can do the job better. So they always end up setting up the main guy and then putting his second in command, making him in charge of everything. It always happens like that. There's always one hater around waiting to clip you because they don't like the way you really run the business.
So Tommy's first move to resolve the King Kilo situation was going to talk to D-Mac, who was on the phone with Genesis. And D-Mac had also got a new chain with some of the money he got from Hidden Licks. But Genesis told D-Mac if he wanted to...
The fact that they zoomed in on the chain and all of that chain situation gonna come back. And even Genesis told him over the phone, she said that chain is gonna be a problem. You're gonna have problems with that chain around your neck.
Impress her, he should get his diploma.
She also told him all that street shit and that money shit don't impress her. Bless me. Ooh. She said, "You want to impress me? I like smart men." He didn't pick up on it, obviously.
When Tommy let D-Mac know that King Kilo had a price on his head, D-Mac said that he would smoke King Kilo too. Then Tommy asked D-Mac if he still had...
See, that's how you know he ain't motherfucking smart. You gonna take out the main guy of one of the biggest gangs in your city. You gonna smoke him. Yeah.
At the gun that he killed Mad Dog with. And when D-Mac said he did, Tommy called him an amateur.
Because he is. You supposed to have been dumped that gun. I hope he get D-Mac together, man. He might be one of the most aggravating motherfuckers on this show for me because he's so smart but does dumb shit.
For keeping the gun. But because he still had it, Tommy could work it to their advantage. So he then brought the gun to Vic Flood to hold on to. And he also told Vic to keep getting information for him on Stacy Marks and to give her a big check for her campaign that could be tied back to Tommy to see if Stacy could resist his money. After that, Vic later gave Ray a check for $1 million for Stacy Marks' campaign under the name Pageant Inc. While at the turn...
So Vic kind of hit him with the play. He hit Tommy to the play that Stacy Marks needs some money for her campaign. The hooker broke. That's why she rocking that Bruce Lee haircut. The hooker broke, so she needed some money. They set up this little fake little company. Tommy put the money up or whatever, and then she's gonna later find out that he's the owner of said company and that her entire campaign is funded by drug money from the guy that she's been trying to catch. Is she gonna play ball? That's the question. Is she gonna play ball?
The general's office, Stacy Marks was looking into the street war between the Marquez cartel and CBI. At this point, Sang walked in and let her know that the motion to suppress the drug money was continued till the next day, as he's working first chair in the case and doing anything he can to make sure Ortega gets out. But at this point, Bobby DeFranco came to see Stacy and let her and her team know that he caught a dozen bodies at a Durang frat house, all fat overdoses.
So that fentanyl that D-Mac got from the Chinese, that might be they stuff that's knocking people out like that. You got 12 bodies at a frat house.
2 of the bodies were influencers, so the press was going to be all over that case. But the next thing they were trying to figure out was who was putting the Fetty on the streets. and were looking into if it arrived into the city along the same timeline from when the Marquez cartel did, so they could potentially add it to Ortega's case. Hardwick also said there had been an increase in fentanyl-related deaths on the north side, keeping in mind that's Vic Flynn and his people's territory. So after finding this news out, Stacy went to
let me find out Vic got that fatty on the streets. And he not even cutting that shit down now.
to press Claudia Flynn for information when Claudia diverted Stacy's attention to Tommy Egan and her plan to set him up by catching him on tape, confessing to a murder. When Stacy told her to get him to confess to moving drugs for the Estrada cartel. So Claudia's plan was to have Elise record Tommy with
Claudia's plan was to have Elise record Tommy saying that he was either dealing drugs or that he committed some type of murder or something like that. Tommy already know what it is with Elise and with the fact that she's probably still working with Claudia. It's only a matter of time for her too, man. Like everybody that's not, did we not learn from the doctor that was making the Black Dahlia last season? Did we not learn from her that good people that really aren't supposed to be in this life normally don't end well for them? We're gonna see it again. She's gonna have a bullet in her head.
her phone talking about dealing drugs. But of course, Tommy caught Elise trying to set him up with the recording and threw her phone in water. A red flag went up for Tommy the second Elise started talking and she said the words pills and coke. But just like with Vic Flynn, Tommy kept Elise alive, even though she tried to snitch on him. When Tommy and Diamond went to meet up with the SODs, as expected, Rashawn let them know that the SODs were out of the coalition and also
hold on, y'all. My dog is so disrespectful. Let me hold this down. Hold on, y'all.
Got slick at the mouth with Tommy and Diamond at the same time. But Malik, Rashawn's number 2, was opposed to leaving the coalition and left a note in the money for Tommy and Diamond to meet him at 8 p.m. At this point, it looked like Diamond was about to apologize to Tommy concerning D-Mac when Tommy told him not to worry about it, that he had a special role for him to play to make things right with him. When Tommy and Diamond met up with Malik at 8 o'clock, he told them that Rashad had a meeting set up with somebody from the Marquez cartel. So if they wanted to make a move on him, they had to do it soon. So Malik gave Tommy and Diamond the address to where they could get to Rashawn. This episode, we were introduced to a new character, Emma Sang.
Okay, if we can remember, also don't forget that Singh here is working for the Marquez cartel. So every time he gets a bit of information, who is he giving it to? Victor Ortega.
Bill Sing's wife, who's involved with real estate and had just landed a big deal with somebody that Chan was connected with. When Singh told Emma that Claudia Flynn might be in play, she told him he can't let that happen. So Singh's wife is also working with and involved with Chan and the Marquez cartel as well.
Damn. They both thugging on the low. His wife telling him, handle that. She cannot work with them folks. You need to handle that. It's always the women in the power universe that are way more vicious than the men. Like the women be stone cold killers in this universe.
Well, but Singh hadn't told the Marquez cartel about Claudia being in play because he has a plan to use her as a pawn to get to Tommy Egan once Stacy fumbles the ball with the Marquez case. But Emma warned him that the cartel would take him out if they found out he didn't tell them about Claudia. but Sang plans on becoming the attorney general and becoming invaluable to the cartel.
He want to become the attorney general. That way with the cartel, there's no way. We would never take him out. He's way too valuable. Okay, so my man's trying to get promoted on both ends. I'm not mad at it. Okay, Sing, but just like old Mike Sandoval there, yo, them little double agents that really be working with the cartel and all of that really be working with all the mob bosses and all the big bads in the power universe. Normally, them detectives, they go down too in the worst way.
And if Stacy does fumble this case, Sang will be a big part of the reason why, as the drugs and money were later ruled to be suppressed in the case by the judge. While Shanti is pissed off with Jannard because the fact he's making solo moves without including her first.
Yo, bro, this whole scene, she was talking to him like he was a straight up whore. You make it solo moves, Jannard. That's not what is that what we doing now? Is you cool, shorty? You know, so she was going in on him like that. And he had to tell her, yo, man, you gonna stop talking to me like I'm a whole ass nigga for one, you know what I'm saying? And for two, I'm making moves out here. Just watch my moves, baby. Sound like a whole crackhead. Just watch my moves, baby.
And starting to question Jannard's loyalty between her and his brother, and questioning if he's 100% loyal to her. So because of that, she told Raheem that she placed her crown on Jannard's head too early, but she's course correcting now. Keeping in mind a couple episodes ago, she told Jannard it looks like she chose the right brother. So with Shanti, her relationship with Jannard.
See. You would never be able to get that off with me. I forgot she said that weird ass shit. She did say to him, and that's when you know you so whooped that a motherfucker could say some disrespectful shit to you and you don't even pick it up as disrespect. She said to him, maybe either last episode or the episode before that, you know what I'm saying? It looks like we making moves and all that. It looks like I did choose the right brother. What the fuck you mean by that? So you choosing, huh? Oh, you choosing, huh? Oh, okay. He ain't pick up on it because he's so whipped. And or it might be that whole thing of you being a former crackhead, still kind of a crackhead, and she the one that got you out that shit. Like you might be totally mesmerized about the woman that you think she is. Jannard need to get it together. Worst case scenario, I see him putting a bullet in her or her putting a bullet in him because he not gonna be down with killing his brother in the end, or he's gonna be in her way of her going to the top, her future.
Is strictly business, a means to elevate in the game, while Jannard has genuine feelings for Shanti. So at this point,
that's why
Shanti went to start making her own moves and went to talk to Manny Fresh at a street race where Manny Fresh was racing her sports bike. And after, when they were talking business, Manny's number 2 recognized Shanti and let Manny know that Shanti was Jannard's girl. So because of that, Manny said she wasn't going to do business with Shanti.
Okay. She basically told her, remember y'all, if y'all can remember in season, it was either season 1 or 2, your boy was all high, Jannard was all high, and he robbed old girl of her chain, the chain her daddy gave her. She said that was the only thing he ever gave her. Robbed her of her chain, some work, some money, all that. And they supposed to have been cool. You know what I'm saying? He high as hell, robbing her for some shit. You know, word around town is Jannard a whole junkie. So by association, let me ask this question. By association, if you have a friend that is like got all sorts of bad darkness, bad plays around them, they name trash in the streets and all that, they known for being a snake, they known for being shifty, they known for being just an all-around bad person, like why are you fucking with this person? And folks tell you, well, we not fucking with you because you fucking with them. Is that like a good, is that wrong? Is anybody wrong for that? For telling you, which is basically what Manny's telling Shanti Showstopper here. I'm not fucking with you if you fucking with him. Think about all the territory that I got. You could be in on that if you wasn't fucking with this clown. So I ask yet again, when it comes to your friendships, are you the type of person? I used to be the type of person where it was the world could say a million things about you, but you ain't do nothing to me. I'm not like that. Not like that no more. I'm gonna ask you why the world hates you, and then I'm gonna go off of what you tell me and several experiences, and I'm gonna decide if I want to be there or not. Most of the time, I'm not gonna want to be there because if you'll do them folks like that, you'll do me like that. So that's how I'm looking at that situation. But y'all just let me know what y'all think.
And also, if she saw Jannard again, she would murk him. After finding this out, Shanti was practically ready to end things with Jannard when he told her that he would make things right with Manny. So the first thing Jannard had to do to make things right with Manny was to get her chain back from Joey, the dope fiend he gave the chain to. But Joey wasn't trying to sell his chain back to Jannard. And when he mentioned going to get some bags, and Jannard said something about him getting bags from Yo-Yo. And this is the second time now that Jannard has mentioned the Yo-Yo character who hasn't been introduced yet. He mentioned him before in season 2, before he got back in CBI, when Miguel wasn't messing with him. He mentioned trying to get product from Yo-Yo. But Jannard told Joey Yo-Yo's product was weak and had a bag for him to.
That's two people in the Power universe that we've never been introduced to. If you can remember Mecca on Power Book 2 Ghost, he was talking about some other guy that he was in direct competition with named Mahoney. We never saw who Mahoney was. And now they're talking about this Yo-Yo character who looks like he might be a big player in the city too. And we still haven't been introduced to him. Then, for years we were trying to figure out when were they going to introduce Breeze. You know what I'm saying? So there's those power mysteries.
Try a bag he had cut with the Fetty he got from D-Mac, and that took Joey out. So Jannard took the chain back from Joey to bring to Manny Fresh. But before getting out the car,
Nah. That's what you get for being a crackhead, Joey. That's what you get for being a crackhead, stupid ass. He gave him a little bit of that Chinese Fetty that D-Mac had got from that crap game he hit. You know what I'm saying? That was straight to the bloodstream. That was the one hit quitter. Death on arrival. Get the chain. Let me get everything that you got over here. Let me get your shoes. I don't kill. You keep your knife.
And that took Joey out. So Jannard took the chain back from Joey to bring to Manny Fresh. But before getting out the car, Jannard thought about taking the bag he gave Joey with him, something he should have did, but he left it there instead, something that could definitely come back into play later on as law enforcement is trying to figure out who's behind putting the Fetty on the streets that's leaving people dead.
That's a fact.
Then Jannard brought Manny her chain and the money he owed her and showed her he wasn't.
She still wasn't with it. I was going through some things. He had to hit her with a conversation like that. Manny was not with it.
Strapped. The same thing that Tommy did last episode with the Serbs. So Manny forgave Jannard and agreed to do business with Shanti.
But he definitely did say, yo, we and you might be going through whatever we going through, and that's definitely on me. He was like, but don't take it out on my girl. That deal that she trying to hook y'all up with, she was like, go ahead and take the deal, man. Don't take it out on my girl. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, Manny a businesswoman, so she took the deal, forgave this goofy nigga. And me personally, that shit is all fiction right there. Definitely some weirdo writing in the damn writer's office, the writer's room or whatever, because man, that's Chicago. In real life, she might have forgave that nigga and then went back and whacked him anyway.
But Manny did hint at taking Shanti from Jannard, something we might see come back into play later on.
Now,
Tommy and Diamond had their meeting with Che this episode, and at this meeting, Tommy asked Che for 3 times the product and told Che that they've never cost him a single dollar. And if they do, Che could do him like the man he just finished taking out when Tommy and Diamond were walking up. Che also warned Tommy
They were beating the shit out of this dude with like bladed chains or some shit like that. That shit was cutting his back up. It was fucked up.
that if he messed with his pipeline again, that Che would take out Tommy's family. Either though it wasn't said, this had to be in regards to Tommy and Diamond burning down Miguel's warehouse. And either though they had to pay restitution for it and got a warning from Che, ultimately it pays for them in the long run because they were able to steal the Albanians as customers away from Miguel. But because Tommy was asking Che for more weight in front of Miguel, Miguel told Cruz to find more bodies so they can move extra weight. After that, Miguel showed up at Tommy's crib to talk to Mireya to set up for Miguel, Tommy, and Mireya to all go out to eat for Sunday dinner, a tradition that Miguel and Mireya used to have before their grandmother died.
Oh no, I don't trust it. How do y'all think this dinner is really finna go? Notoriously, infamously, family dinners in the Power universe never go right. Them family dinners be the hottest of things. I'm telling you, it gets spicy around that bitch. I don't see it going right at all.
Except instead of going to Miguel's, Miguel said they would start out by going to a restaurant first. But this is all part of Miguel's plan to hand Tommy over to Roberto Ortega and the Marquez cartel. When Tommy and Diamond went to take out Rashawn, the leader of the SODs, to make Malik the new leader so the SODs would stay in the coalition, they cut out.
Told you, that's a regular recipe in the Power universe. Get the underman that feels like he'd be better as the king, set up the king, cut his head off, promote old boy. Now he down with y'all. They cut my man tongue out. Look at this.
Rashawn's tongue for running his mouth to them. A callback to OG Power when Kanan did the same thing to Brock for running his mouth about Tommy.
Yeah, he was making racist ass jokes. He really should be glad Tommy didn't hear him because Tommy would have killed him right there. But yeah, it was disrespectful. It's just we trying to do something here. We trying to build something here, and you talking crazy.
Then they crushed Rashawn and put the gun D-Mac took out Mad Dog with next to him to pin Mad Dog's murder on Rashawn. Something we've seen people do throughout Power and something that normally doesn't end up working out, though. Lorenzo pinning Zeke's death on international.
Yeah, he ain't lying about that one. Anytime somebody try and pin somebody's death on somebody else, it never works out right. It doesn't. It works out about as good as those family dinners work out in the Power universe. Those don't ever work out right either.
WAP, and also how Tariq and Tasha tried pinning Ray Ray's death on Kanan are the two that come to my mind, and neither ended up working out. So when Jannard went to talk to King Kilo to try to convince him that it wasn't D-Mac, but Rashawn.
I'll give King Kilo something. He's a smart character because kneecap bald head Jannard came to him and told him in jail, he was like, yo, excuse me. He was like, yo, I know we said the boy D-Mac killed your nephew, but it wasn't him. It was this other cat. We took care of it. Woo-de-woo. And supposedly he had been doing a string of robberies. We caught him for that. Yada, yada, yada. My man was like, I need clarification. I need verification if old boy was robbed, which is what led to all these bodies popping up anyway. And then I'll excuse the D-Mac character. He not stupid. I'm fucking with that.
Who killed Mad Dog. He told Kilo that Mad Dog had robbed Rashawn, and that's why Rashawn took him out. But King Kilo said he would need confirmation from the SODs
Smart
that
shit.
Rashawn was even robbed. And that's going to be a problem because later, when Tommy and Diamond met up with Malik, Malik told them that the SOD's fingerprints couldn't be on Rashawn's death. Jannard also told King Kilo before ending the conversation that if he still wants to take out D-Mac, they could make that happen.
See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If you're saying that it's this other character, why even mention D-Mac again, saying that, well, we could knock him off too if that'll make you feel better. You're letting me know that it actually is the D-Mac character, because if he's not in play, why bring him up again? King Kilo not stupid.
And it didn't show Kilo's answer when Jannard said that. So we definitely haven't seen the end of that storyline.
Nah, we haven't. While y'all playing King Kilo, we might be smoking on that motherfucking King Kilo 3-in-1 vape on his ass too. I'm telling you, that's always Ghost and Tommy's solution. If you don't want to get down, if you don't want to leave well enough alone, we will just kill you.
In addition to that, earlier in the episode, when Diamond told Jannard he needed to do something for him, Jannard pressed Diamond about meeting Che, and Diamond said soon. But when Jannard told Diamond that he worked things out with Kilo, and all Diamond did was congratulate him and thank him, instead of giving him a seat at the table, he walked out of Diamond's barbershop pissed off.
Okay. After being in a situation where my brother legit wanted to kill me and we had to split up territory and you made your own crew and you got on drugs, I had to get you off of drugs and all this other. The fact that you want me to walk you into the room with a legit Mexican cartel plug, one or two things I'm thinking. Either you're unreliable and you're going to make me look stupid in there, or you trying to come for my spot. Hope everybody got their eyes open.
Once Tommy and Diamond took care of the King Kilo situation, for now, Tommy officially introduced D-Mac back into CBI because he knew that D-Mac wasn't going to stop at anything to get back into CBI. So Tommy told D-Mac that it was time to baptize him into the life like Kanan did him and Ghost.
Does that mean cutting up a body? Because that's what Tommy told Sean the first time he was talking about his father to him. He was like, back then Kanan taught us the business, taught us how to be men. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is I think the best thing, which is what Tommy suggested, is he was like, you rocking with me. You rolling with me. Nobody else. You CBI, but you rolling with me. On some shit like that. That's the best way to keep your eyes on him.
And told D-Mac to lock in with him and him only.
Right.
And when he calls, to be ready to put in work. D-Mac also talked to JP this episode, as JP told D-Mac that he was there for him. And JP also said Kate was still in New York, as D-Mac calls Kate the old lady.
Yeah, he gonna mess him. Where that old lady at, man? He was like, what, you miss her? You looking for her? That's what his dad saying. So he was like, nah, like, she owed me $20 and shit, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted, you know what I'm saying, I can get my $20, you know what I'm saying? Not that I'm looking for my granny or nothing like that, which he is. He missed Kate. He ain't never had a granny, and all up until now, he really ain't had no father. And I do appreciate how in this scene, when they spoke like men, and even D-Mac apologized for calling him an agate. That also rhymes with a word that begins with an F. You know what I'm saying? He apologized for calling him that nasty slur. And yeah. It's not gonna stop him from being in the street. And JP realizes he can't stop him from being in the street. By the way, this is the first episode that we've seen this season of JP being in. You can't beat the allegations on this one. JP about to be up out of here. because they're having more of these tender moments. And the more everything gets all tender and jiffy cornbread, sweet and shit, it never happens in the Power universe. Never.
And said she owes him $20 for playing her numbers. And when Tommy was over at D-Max telling him the good news, he got a text from Vic letting him know that Claudia has wings, meaning she was about to get released from jail. This is because after Claudia's failed attempt to set Tommy up with Elise recording him, she ultimately...
That nigga told Elise she was playing a dangerous game. He threw her phone in the sink with the water and all of that. He was like, those bad decisions, he was like, you could end up dead. You don't want to make bad decisions, right? He's like, I ain't got time to kill you, not right now. He's like, but believe me, I'm watching you. You and that hooker, Claudia, behind bars. I'm watching both of y'all.
Agreed to work with Stacey Marks and testify against Roberto Ortega, while also baiting Tommy to come after her so she could catch Tommy trying to kill Claudia. When Stacey told Vic that Claudia was getting out of jail, Vic was also pissed off that his sister was getting released, keeping in mind that he's now moved in to Claudia's apartment and is using it to impress Ray.
Oh, I didn't even... Oh, man. Now what you gonna do? You gave her a fake name. You got a fake apartment, which he should have all of that with everything that he's trying to do because he's getting information out of this one. So she should know where he lives at, and she should know his real name. But where Vic messed up at is he got real feelings for this girl, clown. Fell in love with the mark.
So that could definitely clash now that Claudia is out of jail. Vic also had mentioned to Stacey earlier in the episode that he was pissed off about Tommy taking his bars and giving them to the Albanians, something that Vic also complained to Tommy about last episode. He said when his hands were untied from being Stacey's CI, he was going to mess Tommy's life up.
Okay, so instead of when all of this is over, Vic leaving the city and just going on with his life, he wants some get back for the way that Tommy is whoring him, even though he disrespected the game by becoming a snitch. You can't make this shit up.
Stacey had also told Vic that when she gets what she wants, he'll get what he wants, and that's his freedom back. So Vic realized that with Stacey, he has an out, while he doesn't with Tommy. Keeping in mind last episode, Tommy told him when he can't use him anymore, he's done. But after finding out Claudia was getting released and about to testify.
Now, mind you, Stacey Marks done told this fool, remember, he works with the Marquez cartel. The Marquez cartel have already told Claudia, if we find out you working with them folks, you about shit. We got you. You done. Finished.
Sang was panicking and called Chan and got his voicemail and told him what was going on. Keeping in mind, he had thought this might happen earlier in the episode and decided to withhold the information from the Marquez cartel.
That's not good.
And the episode concluded with Claudia Flynn getting released from jail and now has law enforcement guarding her and protecting her. As Tommy was watching her get released from around the corner and said, "It's time to go terrorize the devil."
Tommy was around the corner in a hoodie on his ghost shit. All right, y'all. This has been an unusually longer session than we normally go. How y'all feeling about today's episode? How are y'all feeling about Power Book 4 Force Season 3, Episode 4? How are y'all feeling about that recap? Are you still into the show? Is it getting better every episode? I honestly believe this season of Force, it's writing up. It's writing up. It's writing up. I'm here for it. It's gonna make me come back. Who do we feel like is finally gonna take Claudia out? Because she's not walking away clean. She's not walking away clean. Again, I told y'all my theory is Tommy gonna be the only one to walk away from the Chicago situation. Him and D-Mac. Everybody else in Chicago is either gonna be dead or in jail. Mostly dead, but a few in jail. I'm just saying. But y'all tell me, man, in the comments, what part of today's episode of Power Book 4 Force, what part was your favorite part of the episode, along with Stranger Things? Which episode was the most fire episode of Volume 1 of Stranger Things 5? And what do y'all think about Ray J being so mad that his fool ass done got arrested on Turkey Day? I hope your Turkey Day was good, as a matter of fact. I don't want to see nobody's food, though, because a lot of folks can't cook, man. I seen somebody, like, cleaning their greens in the tub. Just nasty. I'm out. I'm about to go get some leftovers, man. It's your boy, Slave DiBiase, man. Another episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast. And, yeah, we out.